The changes have meaning. The changes have meaning. The changes have meaning. Did you know the Mandela effect is actually a big puzzle? Big puzzle? Puzzle? Hi, if you haven't watched my video about simulation theory, please do. It is video number 21, the one right before this one. Now on with the video. This is an important moment in the journey I am taking you on. We have just finished our consideration of various theories people use to explain the Mandela effect. This is usually the part where the wheels fall off for Mandelians like us, but take heart. I'm going to give you a rare perspective on this matter. I'm going to give you more than an opinion. Me telling you that we are a simulation is not where this ends. There is much more. The Mandela effect is going to tell you that we are a simulation. That is what we stand on the brink of. Enjoy the experience. Take deep breaths. Don't let anxiety take hold. Nothing is changing except our awareness. We are just going to gain some insight. This video is about the Mandela message movie Blade Runner. Here's what I knew about this movie before watching it. I knew that Sean Young is in the movie, and in Ace Ventura: Pet Detective, which is a message movie. I knew that Harrison Ford is in the movie, and in Star Wars and The Empire Strikes Back, both of which are message movies. I knew that a line in Blade Runner has been reported as a Mandela effect, so the movie itself may have changed. I knew it was based on a book by Philip K. Dick, and I knew that he is commonly associated with simulation theory. In fact, in 1977, he gave a press conference in Metz, France, and here is something very interesting he said during that event.
I wish Dad lived. We are living in a computer-programmed reality, and the only clue we have to it is when some variable is changed and some alteration in our reality occurs.
So guess what I found when I watched Blade Runner? Movie markers. At 4 minutes, 5 seconds in the movie, we see an eye. Did you know that there are Mandela effects for these? Darth Vader's eyes are now red. That's new for sure. Dark rings around the iris, hexagon-shaped pupils. I know, we see eyes all the time in movies, but not an extreme close-up, and we see the word eye on a storefront as well. Also, they have freshly made eyes. I'm really getting an eye vibe here, so this is a movie marker. At 4 minutes, 56 seconds, we see a character named Leon. It appears there is a Kings of Leon Mandela effect, so this will be a movie marker. At 7 minutes, 47 seconds in the movie, we see a dragon on a sign. Dragons were added to the Bible by the Mandela effect, so this is a marker for sure. At 8 minutes, 10 seconds, we see the word moon on the front page of Deckard's newspaper. At 10 minutes, 38 seconds, we have another movie marker. It's an RCA billboard, and here is a better view of what the letter A looks like in this logo. I think it looks a lot like a lambda. At 11 minutes, 49 seconds, we see a bottle of Johnny Walker, and this is something that fans of this movie have taken an interest in, but the name of this liquor is a Mandela effect. It used to be Johnny with a Y. At 12 minutes, 40 seconds, Deckard is still in Bryant's office, and Bryant warns him, "You're not cop, you're little people." Little people, huh? Some have called them dwarves, and that name went missing from a certain Disney movie. It is now called Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Bryant's comment is a subtle yet certain movie marker. If you question this movie marker, it's a non-issue. There are actual little people who appear in Blade Runner. At 15 minutes, 43 seconds in the movie, we see a logo that was tweaked by the Mandela effect, and that's Coca-Cola. Let's see how our list of movie markers is looking. At 16 minutes, 57 seconds, we see an owl. Owls are a Mandela effect. Dragons were added to the Bible, and out of the 34 verses where they appear, 4 of these verses include a reference to owls. What an interesting pattern. At 37 minutes, 45 seconds, we see a sign that says $1 million. Is it a reference to the $6 million man? Because he is a Mandela effect. We can also say that he was created through the use of technology and had superhuman abilities, just like the artificial beings in this movie. I'm calling this a cleverly subtle movie marker. At 42 minutes 5 seconds, Deckard is daydreaming and we are shown a unicorn. Like dragons and owls, unicorns were added to the Bible, and so they will be a movie marker. We're on a regular Bible safari here. At 47 minutes 43 seconds in the movie, we see a couple ostriches. It seems the Mandela effect has changed their feet, and people have taken note. At 1 hour, 16 minutes, 37 seconds in the movie, we hear the name Queen. Queen is a Mandela effect since the song We Are the Champions was changed by the Mandela effect. At 1 hour, 43 minutes, 49 seconds, we see a TDK billboard. I looked for a TDK Mandela effect, and Google thought I meant a Mandela effect for The Dark Knight, TDK, and it found one for me. Thanks, Google. I guess we have another movie marker. At 1 hour, 43 minutes, 58 seconds, we see Roy Batty holding a dove. In the Bible's story of Noah, the dove no longer brings Noah an olive branch, just a single leaf. That's a Mandela effect and a movie marker. Now for the big one, the changed line. At 1 hour, 46 minutes, 58 seconds in the movie, Roy Batty says, like tears in rain. But some people remember him saying, like tears in the rain. Let's see our finished list of movie markers. This is a message movie. It has enough clear connections and references to things that were touched by the Mandela effect for us to see that this movie is special. Let's get into it. The movie is based on Philip K. Dick's book, Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep? In Blade Runner, Philip K. Dick's androids are called replicants, but the term android is directly related to what the Mandela effect is telling us. Androids are robots powered by artificial intelligence. In Blade Runner, the replicants are products of bioengineering, but are not considered human. They are used as slave labor for dangerous tasks on other planets. They are strictly banned on Earth. The designer of the Nexus 6 replicants did not give them emotions. The replicants were expected to develop emotions eventually, so they were given only a 4-year lifespan to avoid problems. Harrison Ford plays Deckard, a special unit police officer who hunts down and retires replicants with a handgun. He uses something called a Voight-Kampff machine to test suspected replicants and determine whether they are human or not. The Voight-Kampff machine measures the dilation of the pupils in response to emotionally charged questions. The designer of the replicants invites Deckard to give the Voight-Kampff test to a woman named Rachel, and Deckard discovers it is a replicant, but the replicant itself doesn't know it isn't real. Does that sound familiar? So after the replicant leaves the room, Deckard asks the designer, how can it not know what it is? This is what the designer of the replicants tells him. Commerce is our goal here at Tyrell. More human than human is our motto. Rachel is an experiment, nothing more. We began to recognize in them a strange obsession. After all, they are emotionally inexperienced, with only a few years in which to store up the experiences which you and I take for granted. If we gift them with a past, we create a cushion or a pillow for their emotions, and consequently, we can control them better. Deckard says, memories? You're talking about memories. This replicant named Rachel decided to visit Deckard at his apartment and talk to him about the results of her Voight-Kampff test. She asks him directly, you think I'm a replicant, don't you? Look, it's me with my mother. She holds out a photograph. Deckard proceeds to tell her about her memory of playing doctor with her brother, a memory Deckard seems to know she didn't share with anyone else. Then he explains. Implants. Those aren't your memories. They're somebody else's. They're Tyrell's nieces. Rachel, the replicant, begins to cry. Okay, when it got to this point in the movie, I was just blown away. I stopped the movie right there, and a 2-hour philosophical conversation between Sharon and I ensued, and here's why. We were watching the movie in January of this year, 2022. This concept in the movie is something I already wrote about in my first and second book. The first one was published in 2020, and the second one in 2021. Here's what I wrote in book 1. One of the main points I am trying to make is that we are all subject to this phenomenon, and we are powerless to do anything about it. It can change more than a logo or a scene in a movie. It can change a person's mind and their memories. I definitely think this has happened to people whose names have been changed by the Mandela effect, and to some of the people they are connected to. Okay, here's what I wrote in book 2. Our world and all of us in it are like a big program. There is a point at which our simulation was not running, and I believe that, looking back into our history, there is a point where all the history prior to that point was created for us. It did not come about as a result of this being a running simulation. It is fake history. You may be wondering, isn't there a problem with this concept of a cutoff point in our history? If there was a point in recorded history where it goes from history that was concocted for us to history that we really experienced as human beings, how could everyone who lived before us have memories of living their lives? Wouldn't some previous generation of people have experienced a situation where they couldn't remember where they came from or how they got here? Not if a lifetime of fake memories were built into them before the simulation started running. I know that sounds impossible, but doesn't it sound impossible that the names of living celebrities could change, and they themselves don't even seem to realize it? It is as if their brains were reprogrammed to accept the changing of their name. I think a similar technique was used so that people already had memories in their heads when our simulation was brought online. Okay, that's what I wrote in 2021. Do you see how the Mandela effect through this message movie confirmed what I had been discovering? I've watched the Mandela effect's messages match up over and over. This is nothing new to me in a general sense, but I was awestruck to see this conclusion I had already made and wrote about appear in a message movie. Whether or not you believe what the Mandela effect is saying to us all, whether or not you believe the Mandela effect's messages can be trusted, it is telling us that we are living in a simulation. I hope you won't think I'm conceited or that I'm trying to glorify myself here. I just wanted to give you a glimpse inside my experience, to see how some of this came about. This is what's happening. The next part of Blade Runner I want to point out is a conversation between a different female replicant and J.F. Sebastian, an employee of the company that produces the replicants. Upon seeing where he lives, she says, "It must get lonely here, J.F." He replies, "Not really. I make friends. They're toys. My friends are toys. I make them. It's a hobby. I'm a genetic designer." I wanted to point out that he is referring to humanoid beings that he creates, and he refers to them as toys. This is what it says in the movie, and you will be hearing that again in other message movies, so hold that in your mind. Toys. Rachel the replicant is talking with Deckard again, and she asks him, "You know that Voight-Kampff test of yours? Did you ever take that test yourself?" Rachel's question to Deckard is a message to us. You could be artificial and not even know it, just like Rachel didn't know it. The other replicants in the movie are trying to get to the wizard who made them so their lifespan can be extended. It is a pilgrimage they are on, not unlike Dorothy and company in The Wizard of Oz. They are desperate because they know their time is short. They need an 11th hour miracle. The line in this movie that seems to have changed comes near the end of the story. Roy Batty is a replicant whose lifespan is almost up, and he is recalling memories he made himself and lamenting their loss. All those moments will be lost in time, like tears in rain. Time to die. I think the message here is that a world of memories will be lost should our simulation come to an end, like Tears and Rain. At the end of the movie, we have this. I have much more to show you. Thank you for being here.